this video, I take you for a walk around the wall in the wonderful city of Chiang Mai, Thailand.
Very white and very westernized place.
It's a place with ancient architecture.
A lot of this building material is over 700 years old.
And a colorful past.
They show up here and they're like, what the F is this, man? No one told us about a moat.
That's attracting a present-day party crowd.
Right along this centuries-old moat, I found ecstasy tablets. I'm standing at the north gate of Chiang Mai Old City, also known as the Chang Phuac Gate. And in this video, I'm going to walk over to the west gate, also known as the Swan Dock Gate of Chiang Mai Old City. And along the way, I'll give you my initial impressions of Chiang Mai, since I've been here through a weekend now, and my rather colorful history of the formation of this city and the construction of this wall and this body of water here, which is a moat. If you look on Google Maps, you'll see almost a perfect square that defines Chiang Mai Old City. And here in reality, that square is defined by this moat and this wall, most of which, or part of which, still remains. My initial thoughts about Chiang Mai is that it's a very, very white and very westernized place, more so than any place that I've been to in Vietnam and Thailand so far. And I'll start my walk by pointing out another landmark. Across the street here is the Northgate Jazz Co-op, where on any given night you'll find live jazz music, you'll find Latin jazz, even swing dancing, and about 100 white, mostly white Western people clustered around and like spilling out into the traffic. So Chiang Mai's come a long way, baby, since the 13th century, when on that very same spot you would have found a couple of Thai guys with their swords, sentries, standing guard at the city wall. Even though this wall has been restored over the years because of wars, it would get knocked down and rebuilt, and most recently because of really bad weather, a lot of this building material is over 700 years old. And I don't think that John Deere had opened up its offices in Southeast Asia at that point, meaning that moat was dug by hand. All of this was built by hand, which is it's quite a thing. And what's more fantastic about this wall, this moat, is that not only is it an historical site, but it's also a pretty great place today, acting as a sort of city park and a really great place to walk. Let's go back to the early 13th century. Around the year 1205, there was a guy by the name of Genghis Khan who had a biker gang named the Mongols, and they were invading all parts of China and moving south towards what is now Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos, and Thailand. There were a group of people called Thai, meaning free people, who didn't care to be under the rule of Genghis Khan. And so they fled south and ended up in this area. Around that same time, there was another guy named Mangrai, and he led a kingdom called the Lana Kingdom here in what's now northern Thailand. And he was a strapping young Turk who had just ascended the throne, and he too was conquering and consolidating power. Mangrai was not about to take shit off of some guy named Genghis Khan and his dudes called the Mongols. And Mangrai had just assumed control of this area, what's now Chiang Mai. His kingdom, called the Lana Kingdom, literally means a million rice fields. His people were rice farmers, and this area is very fertile. A lot of waterways, mountains, good place for growing things. So Mangrai designated this place as the capital of his kingdom and had the moat and the wall built around the old city to ward off the impending doom of Genghis Khan and the Mongols. Now, when I think of moats and city walls and kingdoms, a grander scale comes to mind. I get memories of cartoons with the big fat king and the goofy sentries with the bows and arrows, or the even more cartoonish Game of Thrones with the million-foot high wall or whatever it was. So I look at this moat and this wall, and I'm like, you know, what's the big deal? Send in a Navy SEAL team, have them swim across, set a charge, boom, and we're in. Well, last night I got a real sense of the physical problem of this moat when I was walking home to my hotel, and I missed my last exit, so to speak. I missed the last turnoff that would have allowed me to take the road that's outside of the city wall and outside of the moat. But no, I got stuck on the other side of the wall. I got stuck inside of the old city wall and had to round the bend at the west side wall, extending my trip on foot for about another mile and a half. And I was cursing the moat the whole way. Goddamn moat, who put this moat here? I was imagining the year 1302 or something. And Genghis Khan sends his cronies over here to kick ass and take names. They show up with their sticks and stones. They think they're gonna bang on this dude's door, kick his ass, take his women, and get a pat on the back from Genghis Khan. No, I don't think it went down that way. They show up here and they're like, what the F is this, man? No one told us about a moat. The general of the group is yelling at his lieutenant, what's the problem? Tell your men to get in there and swim across. Lieutenant's like, sir, we got a real problem here. We're wearing all this heavy metal shit. My guys keep sinking and drowning. The general's like, God damn it. Give me the phone. Ring, ring. Yeah, put Khan on. Hey, boss, it's me. I'm over here at Mangrai's crib, and I gotta tell you, we got a real problem here. So let's get out of my imagination and back to reality. We are now at the northwest corner of the wall, and a good portion of it here still stands. You can see those crosses in the brick there, which I'm guessing were turret holes for shooting arrows at Genghis Khan and his men. What also struck me about Chiang Mai when I arrived is how American this city feels. And if you were to come here straight from the United States, you'd think I was nuts. But I've been in Vietnam and Thailand for quite a while. And here, it's just a small detail, but they have gas stations, like big gas stations that you can drive into. And in the rest of the parts of Vietnam and Thailand, there's just like a little old dude on the sidewalk in between the food carts with a hose, and it's like hard to find the gas stations there. But here they have like Texas-sized gas stations and these big boulevards. There's like driving here in Bangkok and in Saigon. it's just this steady and slow flow of motorbike traffic, especially in Saigon. But here there's like driving and roads and mountains and rivers, and it's quite a place. Another thing that impresses me about Chiang Mai is how clean this city is. Now, if you live in like a gated HOA neighborhood somewhere in the Midwest with a blight committee, by your standards, you might not think this city is extremely clean. But compared to the rest of Vietnam and Thailand, at least the places I've been to, this is the cleanest city that I've seen. There seem to be like rules in place and being enforced about not smoking in public areas, not littering. As an example, you see here in the moat these lotus flowers, which are quite a thing to see in the mornings here in Vietnam and Thailand. Yesterday, as I was walking by this same spot, it was the perfect time of day. The sun has just come up, and it was like beaming through the lotus flowers. And there was I think this might be it. There was a shoe and a water bottle floating next to the lotus flower, kind of dirtying up the image and the pristine idea that I stumbled upon. If you were like a pesky, annoying environmentalist documentary filmmaker, you would seize upon that image, maybe help it out, you know, with like a rubber glove and a used condom, and use that close-up repeatedly in your documentary to show how the world is falling apart and Chiang Mai is being overrun by pollution and garbage. But if you were the board of tourism for Chiang Mai, you just move the shoe and the water bottle aside with like a stick and wait for the perfect time of day. It's kind of getting there now. You see, it was about the same time of day that I walked through here yesterday. The sun's coming up over there. If you catch it at the right place in the right time, it's like the perfect photo opportunity. Oh, here we go. See, here are cans probably from last night. You know, so if you're the board of tourism, you just wait for the right moment. You move the shoe or the water bottle aside like a stick, and you do a little Photoshop. You print that sucker on your brochure, and you say, "Welcome to the wonder of Chiang Mai." My version and reality, and I think the version of most tourists, most visitors here, I think they would side with the board of tourism. It seems to be that the city administration and the government has in place some kind of mechanism or people with full-time jobs who clean up after the littering drunk tourists and keep the city overall really clean. So I really like this place. I really do. I think my only reservations about Chiang Mai are that it may be a little too white and too Western. That maybe I got here just a little too late to see what the city really was. That Starbucks may have been in Chiang Mai just a little too long. Every other city I've been in Vietnam and Thailand, when I see another white Western person, I feel like I owe them, like, "Hey, what's up, man?" Here, no, there's none of that. I think for every one Thai person, there are 2 or 3 white Western people in most of the popular areas of Chiang Mai. So it is quite gentrified. I'm not too much of a fan of that. I like to travel to foreign places, and when I show up, I guess I'm part of the problem. So it's a catch-22 or kind of a dilemma. But when I show up to foreign places and it's like Starbucks and Brooklyn hipsters, and I'm like, oh God, This is what I left the United States for. But I'm gonna give Chiang Mai a fair chance. I've only seen a small part of the city for a very small amount of time. I think I'm gonna rent an actual motorcycle, not a motorbike, this week to do a little driving around. A small example of the historical and cultural clash here in Chiang Mai is that right along this same walkway with the centuries-old moat and the beautiful park and the ancient wall, I found a packet of someone's ecstasy tablets here on the sidewalk. It was early morning, so they must have fallen out of someone's pocket the night before. And of course I did the appropriate thing and turned them over to the proper authorities. But that's a pretty good slice of Chiang Mai, pretty accurate slice of the culture and place of Chiang Mai, that you found discarded ecstasy tablets right here on the sidewalk. Like I said, the white Western and Brooklyn hipsters seem to be moving in, but I'm gonna give this place a fair shot. And here we are at the Swandock Gate, the end of my walk and the end of this video. Of course, I will see you in the next one. If you enjoyed this, please hit the like button, and I will see you soon.